going back to college, like you did play some. We're soccer fans, right? I heard you played basketball and soccer.
I did.
Is that true?
I did. So I went to Northwestern on a basketball scholarship for 4 years. And my first year, my freshman year, is when the soccer team started at Northwestern University.
Yeah.
So I remember the soccer coach, she did her research. She was just trying to find athletes. She was just trying to field a team. So I remember walking in the weight room to do a weight workout for basketball. And she stopped me and she said, "Hey, I saw you were All-State in Michigan playing soccer. Would you want to play on the soccer team?" And I said, "Heck no." Like going to Northwestern with academics and that sort of thing, playing basketball, like those were 2 full-time jobs, in my opinion. I couldn't pick up like another thing, So really what I said, not now, And so I played my freshman, sophomore year, just basketball. And then I got the itch and I came back to her and said, I would love to try to walk on, because I had scholarship with basketball. I would love to try to walk on to the soccer team. Will you still have me? She said, "Yeah, absolutely." And I'll share this story with you. And this is the difference between someone who believes in you and the words that they give you can make a difference. So one of my favorite stories ever to tell was with my soccer coach, my college soccer coach. I got, minimal playing time. I was a walk-on. So we were going to play Ohio State, and there was no score. And the day before, my soccer coach came up to me at practice, and she said, "Lisa," so I was fast, right? That was my thing. I just ran around and I was fast. Basketball, soccer, I was all over the place. And she said, "Hey, I think we can use your speed and attack Ohio State's defense tomorrow, so I'm going to use you." So first half, 0-0 score. She says, "Lisa B, get in." So I got in, and first couple of possessions, my teammate is taking it down like the right flank. Yeah. Crosses it in. And I see it's like a movie, right? And the ball's like spinning in the air, and in the air, like slow motion. I headed it in. It was my first college soccer goal. And the walk-on scored. So everyone's going crazy. And I'm jumping in the air and fist pumping. And all I could hear was her voice in my head and what she told me at practice. She said, "When you go in the game, I want you to go at them with your heart and your hunger."
Yes.
And so I heard that as the ball was in the air. Heart and hunger, heart and hunger, heart and hunger. And I headed it in the goal. And everyone went crazy. And would you know, Thanasis, that we won that match 7-0?
7-0.
Like my goal sparked everyone because they got hyped and they
went crazy.
And it's one of my favorite college stories. It's one of my favorite sports stories. And it's one of my favorite stories to tell because I don't know if I would have had the confidence as a walk-on to get in there against one of the top teams in the Big Ten in that conference if my coach hadn't shown the confidence in me to do it. How about that?
Sorry, but that's sports. That's belief. That's the name of the game. As I say, that's the in its purest form of how it starts and how something can change your mindset. Yeah. That lets you know how mental the games are, the sports are. Right. Man, so okay, then you kind of call some of the Olympic games.
I call Olympics. I've called the World Cup.
Soccer games, yes, the World Cup, yes.
And I'll say this. So basketball, the sport of basketball, probably a lot like you and maybe in your family, I focus more on my basketball craft. Soccer was something I did for fun, and soccer was kind of in between basketball seasons. But I love calling games. I called Marta. She scored the most goals in the World Cup in 2019, and I remember it came on a PK, and I was on the call for it, so that was cool. Yes. But the Olympics was in 2020, so there weren't any fans, so it was kind of a different sort of experience. Yes. But how many people can say that? A World Cup, Olympics. I'm proud of being able to call the NCAA tournament on the men's side. I'm proud to be the NBA Bucks announcer
that's
and the
what
voice,
I'm saying. You're
and
special.
the TV voice here.
Special, man. But and then did you meet any when you call the games? I know 2020 was no fans and stuff like that. Yeah. But have you ever met any soccer players? Any fans, or is this mostly being
No, it's pretty professional. I called. It was in Mexico, so it was the World Cup qualifier, the most recent World Cup qualifier in Mexico, and I will say this: it's just to call the U.S. women's national team is an absolute honor, and you know, Alex Morgan, and it was, you know, Megan Rapinoe's last year, you know, cycling through.
Yes.
So, you know, you try to, and I think you appreciate this, you try to give professional athletes the space that they need. You
Oh
know?
yeah, 100%. 100%.
And the space.
that's 100. That's like that's, we call it sports etiquette. We call it towards, you know, not media and players, but like the surrounding of like our team. You know, it's layers
Yeah.
to the team. It comes from like obviously coaches, GM, etc., players, etc. Then it goes to coaching staff, athletic director. Then
Yeah.
it goes to sportscasters, everybody who follows us on the road. You know, and then it grows more and more and more. To, you know, media that follows on the road, and
Everybody wants something from you.
not
It's
necessarily.
not, I mean, that sounds harsh, but you have to understand that your time is very precious, you know?
Yeah.
And so, so I understand that. I appreciate like everything that they do, but I wasn't in spaces to get to know them on a
Yes.
personal level, but I was definitely in the space to be able to call it on a professional
Yes.
level, and just, it's amazing to watch them.
Are you gonna call our game? Like, okay, hopefully we go to the Olympics. Hopefully Team Greece makes it to the Olympics, and we're there. But are you gonna call any Olympics this year? Are you gonna call any there?
I'm not. I took some time off.
Okay. Yeah, now you take time off. The best time of the year. We
That's right.
We about to
It's
compete.
the summer, you know? It's the summer.
It's
So,
okay. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're now in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Everything. I didn't ask you, like, what's your favorite thing to do in Milwaukee?
I love walking over by the water. I'm a water person. I've always been a water person. So I know you're looking at me like
No, I'm a water
Yeah,
person. But I was born and raised in Greece. Like, it's
processing.
just water
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay.
So
Okay. But for me, like I grew up in Michigan, and it's not like there wasn't water in Michigan. I mean, it's the Great Lakes state, right?
Yeah.
But to live so close to the water, and
Yes.
it's just when I need time for myself, walking, running, that sort of thing. Love to do it on the water.
okay, now you do all these things. What do you do on the road when you're traveling? Like,
You know, I'm super boring on the road. I study.
what do you study?
So we got these things. They're called in the business we call them broadcasting boards.
Okay.
So it's about this big, right?
Yes.
And it's got players' names, info, where they're from, stats, that sort of thing. There's way more that goes into TV than people realize.
So take us through it. What is the behind the
Yeah.
scenes, the preparation?
So on a game day, we have a production meeting that morning with everybody who's involved with the telecast. So people who are doing the pregame, postgame. The people,
So let's say I'm part of the team. It's me, you, put Mr.
Marcus, Steve Novak, Melanie
Steve,
Ricks,
Melanie
our
Ricks,
producer, our director.
Okay, so all of us in the meeting.
Yeah,
so how
it's
does
all of
that,
us.
how does
It's
that
all
go?
of us. So we go through what's called an open, because
Yeah.
you have to start out the broadcast with something,
Okay.
talking about something. So I would say, Thanasis, what are you passionate about? What do you want to look for? What are things you're looking for with this game?
With this
And
game.
You would throw out some ideas. I would throw out some ideas. We collaborate. The producer ultimately, I think, makes the final decision. You
Yeah.
know, so we go through all that. Digest stats, research. We got research teams that send us stuff all the
Yes.
time. I listen to every pregame and postgame because you can learn a lot from all that stuff, from the coaches and the players. What they say, what they don't say, you know?
Yeah.
And so I go through, I listen to all that, I read some features, and then I'll always actually go watch. I mean, I watch every single Bucks game, obviously, because we're calling it, but I will go back and watch at least the last game of the opponent that we're playing, just to get a sense of what the most recent storylines are for them. In particular, like if a player got hurt, how he got hurt, how the team adjusted, you know, all that stuff. So it's, you never feel like you're done, working
Yes.
and prepping. But it's way more. Like if you ever have you been in a production truck?
Have I? No, not really. I don't think so. For a game, no.
Yeah, you should just ask
That's
Doc
it. I was
sometime.
like,
Be like, hey man, can I?
Doc, coach, give me like 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Just for 10 minutes.
I know